Greetings and welcome to the Reparenting Daily podcast. In this podcast, we'll dive deep into reparenting, exploring all of the tools and resources that you'll need to help you along your journey. This podcast is divided into 3 sections. The first is a daily reading. The second is a discussion of the reading followed by suggested journal prompts. And the last section is a peaceful meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us today. I'm so glad that you're here as we continue on this journey of self-expansion and growth. If this is your first time, welcome. Before we dive in, a quick reminder. Like, share, and subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Your support here helps spread the word and grow this community of self-reparenting. Now for a few updates. First, I'm excited to introduce our Patreon community, where for a small monthly fee, you can join us for 3 weekly reparenting support meetings. Sundays, we have a guided meditation for emotional grounding. On Tuesdays, we have a book club discussion for deeper discussions and growth. And on Thursdays, we have open topic conversations for real-time support on any topics that may come up. You can find all of the details about what's included in this community by going to the Reparenting Daily website and checking out the community tab. In addition, we now have a WhatsApp support group, a global network of fellow travelers available anytime you need encouragement, guidance, or a simple connection. This is just one of the many ways we're building a strong, supportive space for your reparenting journey. The next announcement is that I've just released my first few books. The first is the Reparenting Daily Journal, a structured 365-day guide to help you work through reparenting day by day. Starting in 2025, each month focuses on a key theme with weekly sub-themes. The Reparenting Daily podcast episodes align with the journal, making it an interactive and immersive experience to help you stay focused and ensure real progress this year. Now for the next announcement, I'm thrilled to introduce Fairy Tales for Reparenting Daily, a collection of 3 books inspired by Jungian analysis, mythology, philosophy, psychology, and most importantly, the work of Marie-Louise von Franz. These short, simple stories are designed to help you reconnect with your inner child and experience healing through storytelling. What makes these books unique? Well, at the end of each story, there's a deep dive analysis exploring its themes, explored by journal prompts to help you reflect on how these lessons relate to your personal journey. All of these books are now available on Amazon, so go ahead and take a look and support this project. Reparenting is a journey of growth, iterative change, and continuous improvement. Much like nurturing the bonsai tree, it requires patience, care, consistency, and attention. Thanks for being here and supporting this work, and for committing on your journey of self-expansion. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is from Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz, MD. Just as a reminder, we're in May, and the theme for this month is emotional regulation. We're in week 3, which is May 15th until the 21st. And the theme for this week is expressing emotions healthily. Today we're going to be reading Psycho-Cybernetics starting at chapter 7. Section from the beginning. It's an excellent book again. Highly recommend you check it out. Chapter 7. You can acquire the habit of happiness. In this chapter, I discuss the subject of happiness, not from a philosophical, but from a medical standpoint. Dr. John Schilder defines happiness as a state of mind in which our thinking is pleasant a good share of the time. From a medical standpoint, and also an ethical standpoint, I don't believe that simple definition can be improved on. Happiness is good medicine. Happiness is native to the human mind and its physical machine. We think better, perform better, feel better, and are healthier when we are happy. Even our organs work better. Russian psychologist K. Ketchyev tested people when they were thinking pleasant and unpleasant thoughts. He found that when thinking pleasant thoughts, they could see better, taste, smell, and hear better, and detect finer differences in touch. detect, find a difference in touch. Dr. Williams Bates proved that eyesight improves immediately when the individual is thinking pleasant thoughts or visualizing pleasant scenes. Vision educator Margaret Corbet found that memory is greatly improved and that the mind is relaxed when the subject is thinking pleasant thoughts. Psychosomatic medicine has proved that our stomach, liver, hearts, and all other internal organs function better when we are happy. Thousands of years ago, wise old King Solomon said in his Proverbs, "A merry heart doeth good like medicine, but a broken spirit doth up the bones." It is significant, too, that both Judaism and Christianity prescribe joy, rejoicing, thankfulness, and cheerfulness as means towards righteousness and the good life. Harvard psychologists studied the correlation between happiness and criminality and concluded that the good old Dutch proverb, "happy people are never wicked," was scientifically true. They found that a majority of criminals came from unhappy homes, had a history of unhappy human relationships. A 10-year study of frustration at Yale University brought out that much of what we call immorality and hostility to others is brought about by our own unhappiness. Dr. Schindler said that unhappiness is the sole cause of all psychological ills and that happiness is the only cure. In the very word disease means a state of unhappiness, dis-ease. A recent survey showed that, by large, optimistic, cheerful businessmen who looked on the bright side of things were more successful than their pessimistic businessmen. It appears that in our popular thinking about happiness, we have managed to get the cart before the horse. Good, we say, and you will be happy. I would be happy, we say to ourselves, if I could be successful and healthy. Be kind and loving to other people, and you will be happy. It might be nearer truth if we said, be happy, and you will be good, more successful, healthier, feel and act more charitable towards others. Common misconceptions about happiness. Happiness is not something that is earned or deserved. Happiness is not a moral issue, any more than circulation of the blood is a moral issue. Both are necessary to health and well-being. Happiness is simply a state of mind in which our thinking is pleasant a good share of the time. If you wait until you deserve to think pleasant thoughts, you are likely to think unpleasant thoughts concerning your own worthiness or unworthiness. Happiness is not the reward of virtue, said Spinoza in his book Ethics, but virtue itself. Nor do we delight in happiness because we restrain our lust out, but on the contrary, because we delight in it. And therefore we are able to restrain them. Thank you, and that's the reading for today. Welcome back, welcome back. Today's reading from Psycho-Cybernetics, Chapter 7, You Can Acquire the Happiness of Happiness, is an exercise that emphasizes that happiness is not a luxury or an external reward. It is a mental and physiological state that directly affects your health, performance, morality, memory, and even your sensory abilities. The chapter shares evidence from psychologists and physicians who demonstrate that pleasant thoughts lead to better eyesight, improved memory, and stronger physical health. The key idea is that happiness can be cultivated deliberately by choosing to think pleasant thoughts rather than waiting for external circumstances to justify feeling good. The message is essential for this month's theme, as well as for this week's theme on expressing emotions healthily. Happiness, as described here, is a habit of emotional focus, an intentional practice of directing the mind towards positivity, regardless of conditions. It encourages taking ownership of one's emotional experience, which is foundational to emotional intelligence. Instead of waiting, instead of waiting until we deserve to feel happy, or until external problems are solved, we can regulate our emotional landscape by building inner habits of joy, gratitude, and resilience. Doing so not only improves our relationships, but also equips us to express emotions from a grounded and empowered place. As we go towards the journal prompts today, number one, what are three small everyday things that bring me genuine enjoyment? And how can I make these? How can I make more space for these in my routine? Number two, in what areas of your life do you find yourself waiting for permission to feel happy? What would it look like to choose happiness now? And number three, how do your emotions, especially happiness or a lack thereof, impact your physical body? Reflect on a recent moment of joy and how it felt somatically. That's it for today. As always, take care of yourself and please do be well. Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please go ahead and find a space where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for this 10-minute silent meditation. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you comfortable today. Take a moment to simply be with yourself. Focus on your breath and gently connect with each part of your body. If thoughts arise, don't let them overwhelm you. Just observe them without attachment. Imagine them as leaves drifting down atop a river, passing by without needing your engagement. Stay present, grounded, and open to this moment, no matter what time you are listening and practicing this meditation. Namaste.